Hey folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Thursday, November 12th, 2015. Well, folks, just a couple days ago, I highlighted a major trend line. I said this trend line, when it breaks, you will have some downside on the markets. You can clearly see how amazing this trend line was. Literally, we hit the line, hit it again, hit it again, hit it again over the course of multiple days. Yesterday we hit it early in the day, rallied to the 200 MA, and then came in and finally broke and confirmed. Intraday confirmation, daily close below. That was the signal. I said in the nightly analysis video last night to my members here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, I said you should have a nice little down day tomorrow in response to that breakdown, and sure enough, that's what we have today. Nice gap down. Markets tried to rally up, then fell back down. This is another support area, but I do think it will be broken. All right, I have downside target to 205 and a quarter. That's what I'm looking for right now. So in the short term, anyways, sure, you could chop around here, you could bounce a little bit, but I do think eventually that this area down here gets broken. You might wonder where that's coming from, folks. We can easily zoom out, and you can pretty much clearly see this little area right here. So if I put a trend line right in this vicinity, let me see, right there at the low. So you got a little pivot low right there. I think this is a former gap fill as well. It's hard to zoom in, but I can zoom in and then go back. Yeah, right in this area here, a little pivot low. That's exactly what you're holding. If you break through, you're going to have more support here below 206. But again, the big level, this is the big level here, guys. Take a look. So again, big level on the markets is this point right here. This is a major gap fill. The level is 205 and a quarter. And I do have a prediction that we will see that either today or tomorrow. All right, once we hit that, I think you get a couple-day bounce in the markets, but I do think at some point you will hit that. Markets have had a beautiful bright breakdown here. You actually have a little bit of a head and shoulder pattern that's in play too. If I take away this trend line here, and here's your shoulder, here's your head, and here's your shoulder, and if we take the neckline right here and connect it through, you gapped down, triggering that head and shoulders. So head and shoulder actually, I mean, if this actually played out, we would have a drop to 202 actually down here. That would be the target. But I think first step is right here. Then you probably get a little bit of a bounce, and then we want to see if that breaks down the line, and then I think you target this point down here. Interesting that it matches perfectly with this little pivot right here as a target. If you don't know how to calculate targets on head and shoulders, if you don't know the methodology of confirmation, that's just another reason to come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. But again, guys, I love the fact that, again, I pointed out this major trend line. Look at this upsloping trend line, how far it goes back. It goes all the way back to mid-September. So this trend line is 2 months old. From these highs to these highs right here, continuing up to these highs right here, all the way through these lows, and then we finally broke. That's how you knew it was major, because you saw the market coming into it. It hit multiple times, couldn't break, and literally hit probably 10 times before we broke yesterday into the close. And then look at the response today with a nice little downside move there on the markets. Again, your overall target for me short term over the next day or two is probably going to be the 205 and a quarter level gap fill here, at which point you watch for a bounce, and then I think we see more selling. More selling pressure comes in at that point, and we go down to the 202 level as your next major support, which is the full playing out of the head and shoulder pattern. All right, guys, again, I want to keep you guys in the loop on this. This is exactly what I do. In and out, read the markets, read the charts, profit nonstop. Another great day in the intraday stock chat today. We played soon off of a gap down low, and look at that thing. And let me just show you that as my last little tidbit here, guys. This is one of those rare opportunities where most individual investors would be so scared to be a buyer, and we just stepped up today and just bought. Now, if you go to the daily chart, I want to show you this, guys. Take a look at this. All right. First of all, look at where the stocks come from, right? And then look at the volume. Anytime you see this type of volume, 2 days, 1, 2, and then today on the gap down was a 3-bar surge. 3-bar surge with epic volume, literally all-time highs on volume for 3 consecutive days. That's what it'll turn out to be today. That is a signal that you have major capitulation, especially when the 3-bar surge is coming at the lows here on the chart. I mean, this is the dream come true. So the stock was down over 10% today, and it's already, actually it was down close to 15% at the lows, and it's already, folks, green on the day. Now, I don't know where it's going to go from here, but it's up 2.5% right now. I think you're just looking for a close above $5, and then literally you could see this thing go back to $6, $7 within a few days to a week or two. I mean, it's that type of situation. To me, I think the no-brainer move is right here. See these little low pivots? Basically, it's $7. pivot low to pivot low. That's your target on a bounce. And then it'll stall there. Might go higher later on, but that's your first target right around $7. Okay? Pretty incredible stuff. And again, guys, this is what we bought this in the chat room today. I also added in the research center, but this buy down here on the gap down was the buy of a century. I'm telling you, you get this opportunity like this once every year in the markets, where it's one of these opportunities where the panic is so big and you have to be able to step up and buy the panic. That's how you make money, folks. That is how you do it. All right? All right, guys. On that note, I'm going to bid you farewell. Come to InTheMoneyStocks.com. Start profiting with the pros. Take care.